This year we wanted to, if you can't hear, just come sit right in the middle. Last year, after Church of the Wild, some of us talked about what it would be like, not Church of the Wild, Church on the Beach. We talked about what it would be like to bring Church of the Wild here, which is something we do every week at St. Catherine. And the idea behind Church of the Wild is that we're not the only thing that was dreamed into creation. The human is not the only thing, even though we kind of act like we are. We have siblings, brothers, sisters, wind, water, as St. Francis says, brother, sun, sister, moon, that we are among many beautiful creations of the divine. And when we listen too much to the human voice alone, I think we get lost. So Church of the Wild is following Jesus's invitation to consider the lilies of the field and to be in communion with something else. So today we're going to be doing a little sample of what Church of the Wild looks like, a little spiffed up. Church of the Wild doesn't have all of this, certainly not this. So what I would like to do is just to welcome you, and I hope that you can give yourself a lot of room to come and go, to move in or to spread out, and to let this be your own personal experience, not what it's supposed to be, but what it really needs to be for you. And I wanted to start off with, hi Mary. Hi. Something we do at Church of the Wild is we go around the circle, and in just a few words, not a paragraph, just a few words, I want to ask, what do you arrive with? And I will start and then invite you to go, and you can pass. At any time you can pass. So I want to say, hello! You're here! Snuggle in with us. Can everyone hear me? At least enough? Okay. So, for example, we arrive just as we are. And so I arrive a little anxious about a visit to see a family member tomorrow. So that's kind of churning in my heart. And I arrive with a little bit of mixed feelings, big mixed feelings about working so hard to get the technology working. And I also arrive just ready to put that aside for an hour. So maybe we can go this way. And again, you can pass or speak.
I'll come back around.
Okay.
But I will grab this.
You're going to attach it to me?
No,
okay.
Yours is on.
Okay.
I arrive with openness and gratitude.
Thank you.
I arrive with joy and with some pain. I arrive with hope.
Arrive with hope.
Carol, I think you're next. Okay, pass.
I bring the pleasure of being here at the beach because it's the beach and because it's a boundary between two different parts of the world.
Thank you.
I'm just glad that today we have a beautiful blue sky, white clouds, and we're all here together. It's just good to do this every year.
I arrive with gratitude that I live in a place that this can happen. Yeah, thank you.
I arrive with the joy of coming here and friends in many different places, memories, just happy.
Thank you.
I arrive with optimism about what the new week will bring.
I arrive with gratitude and joy.
I arrive with the anticipation of my family visiting for 2 weeks and the joy and hopefully happiness it will all bring.
Energy.
Anyone else?
Krug?
I arrive with hope for a new dawning.
Do you want to say something?
Yeah.
Danny? Max arrives with a sneeze.
I arrive with a hot shower under my belt because I got a water heater that works now after a harrowing experience, and I'm kind of giving up on string trimming for a while because it's just going under my fingernails.
If you couldn't hear, he said he arrived with a hot shower thanks to a new hot water heater and a little frustrated with his string trimmer. And I start with that because honestly, we just don't know. Whenever we're with someone, we don't know what they're arriving with. There's so much that we arrive with. And it's nice to just say a little piece of that. I wanted to open our opening song. You may have heard it was playing as we started, and I'm going to hopefully get it going. I invite you to sing along as you're able. So, Old Testament is Neil, and just use your outdoor voice.
Got it.
Hold on.
Danny.
Here, speak into the mic.
What Danny's doing is this is for our recording for people who can't make it today. So we can't hear you because of that, but it does go to the recording.
Good to know. The first reading is from the book of Job, chapter 12. But ask the animals, they will teach you. The birds of the air, and they will tell you. Ask the plants of the earth, and they will teach you. And the fish of the sea will declare to you. Hey, and there it is. Who among all these does not know the one who has done this, in whose hand is the life of every living thing? Wow, and if the birds and the bees know it, how come we're not always sure?
Right.
Hear what the Spirit is saying to God's people.
Thanks be to God.
And next, some selections from a Psalm number 104. Yonder is the sea, great and wide. Creeping things innumerable are there, living things both small and great. These all look to you to give them their food in due season. When you give to them, they gather it up. When you open your hand, they are filled with good things. When you send forth your Spirit, they are created, and you renew the face of the earth. I like that. Creation wasn't once and done. It's going on today.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Hear what the Spirit is saying to God's people.
Thanks be to God. And Neil, when you say that, I think this is the beginning of creation right now.
Absolutely.
Right here. Life is starting again, fresh, right now. So the next song is a song of belonging, and my hope is that with Church of the Wild, we come to know ourselves as belonging differently than when we're in social gatherings. And my hope is that when we realize that we belong to life itself, that it's easier to belong to one another. So we'll sing this song, I Belong to the Woods and the Water.
The Gospel according to Matthew chapter 6. Therefore, I tell you, don't worry about life, what you will eat or what you will drink, but about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? Look at the birds of the air. They never sow, nor reap, nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Christ. Just a little bit of a heads up to the Wander, which is, if you turn the page, you will see the Wander. I'm going to read this poem, who wrote a beautiful book about the wild. I think it's called The Wilderness of Which I Belong. And I'm going to read this, and then we're going to do what we do specifically in Church of the Wild, is we will go wander for 20 minutes. I will ring the bell. We'll go wherever you would like. One of the options is to begin the labyrinth as a place that helps you stop thinking about where you're going, but let the path bring you home. Maybe there's a concern you have. Just bring that with you. The path will bring you to the center without any work on your part except just putting your foot in front of the other. And God's like that, and that's kind of the path that Jesus showed us, was this homecoming path. So in a moment we will wander. We ring the bell to bring everyone back, but I don't know that people are going to hear that. So just glance over here in about 20 minutes and just come back. I will try to come and ring it, but if you travel far, please come back in 20 minutes. So here's the poem by James A. Pearson, my new favorite. It's in everything, this dancing, of something that's more than just life. Look at the trees near the shore, how they shimmy and wave over the bright face of the sea. Meanwhile, the waters rush in, mad for the moon, twirling around, the outstretched hand of the point, and kissing the forehead of the beach before they rush back out again. I have it on good authority that the whole world spins and spins as it falls toward the warm center of its love, then swings back out to sing of it to the stars. Stand still here among the trees and the wind and the warm sun. What dance stirs in the bones of you to join? Let the music of the world find you. You're welcome to wander. You're also welcome to do your wander right here, if you prefer to stay seated. This is your time. And we think of this as the sermon. So we're not going to hear a sermon with human words. We're going to let our fellowship of siblings of creation, the birds, the wind, the air, the sun, the ocean, we're going to let that speak to us. And you'll have the option of saying a line or two when you get back, or passing, because sometimes what happens is just too personal to share, but sometimes it really wants to be shared. So with 3 rings of the bell, I invite you to begin your 20 minutes of wandering. So as we gather back, as we return to each other, I want to allow a few minutes for us to speak from our sermon, the Sermon of the Natural World. And again, you're welcome to pass. But if you have something that you'd like to share, and I'll just share a tiny piece, which is that I was just really caught off guard by the bench, just with the driftwood, and I was really moved by that, and something about that, and I guess I'm going to take that with me a little bit because I'm not sure why that struck me so much, but I think it was a little bit of the impermanence of it, that'll be washed away, but it was also created from the driftwood, which, I don't know, that somehow is very comforting to me. There's so much more, but that's all I'll say for now. I would love to hear what you experienced if you would like to. And maybe instead of going in a circle, just raise your hand if you feel like you'd like to share something. And if there's a long enough silence without anything, we'll call it good. Does anyone have something to say about what you experienced? Colleen.
Okay. I've lived here permanently for 12 years, and I've been coming down here all my life, but it's just, it always strikes me again how beautiful and how gorgeous, and how blessed I am to be here. And I love that epiphany every single time I come down to the beach.
Thank you. Are there more thoughts, words, experiences that don't make sense?
I've just been taking in the miracle and wonder of our atmosphere. Can you hear me? The atmosphere, the air, and this, what we have on our planet that allows all this beautiful life, mine and yours, and the breathing that we're all doing. It's just sort of amazing.
The atmosphere that makes it possible for us to breathe and be at all.
I walked tracing a loop and went out to the north along the edge of the ocean, feeling the boundary between sand and water. And I crossed the beach and came back on the boundary and the base of the dunes, feeling the difference between the bare sand and the green growing area. And being aware that God was present in every part of that.
Thank you.
I just will share something that my brother told me last year that I just always remember when I'm by the ocean, and it's that the waves are constantly, if you listen, you can hear the waves constantly telling you all is well. Like, all is well. That's the crashing of the waves. All is well. And it's constantly saying that message. Oh. Yeah.
Wow. All is well.
I happened to focus on the imprints. And it wasn't just the feet and the bare feet and the knobby shoes. It was the little bits and pieces of shells and a perfect leaf. And then the recumbent wheels. And the recumbent wheels that went in a loop and a back. And everything was joyful. And I think the feeling of when you feel joy, you see joy, and you have to be grateful. Just so blessed.
Because of the wind, I want to say that again in case anyone couldn't hear it. Tell me if I get close. just all of the imprints, all of the different kinds of imprints, not just the feet and the shoes, but the leaves and the twigs, and also the wheel. You said the round and back, and you can't help but have joy. Did I catch that? Yeah. Thank you. Someone else? Maybe one or two more?
One thing is for sure, we all agree on this bench over here. One time in Ocean Park, Washington, my friend had a 427 Studebaker hawk. He got stuck on the sand there in Ocean Park. The tide was coming in. He spun his wheels. I said, don't gun your motor. I think I got an idea. I went over and picked that up. That bench. Something that looked almost identical. Slipped it under his tire, one tire, and he dug him out, and we got out away from that tide.
It's almost like that's a story of sacred memory, right? Of, seeing that and remembering a time when he dug his friend out of the ditch. Oh, it's a bench.
I get it.
Yeah, thank you. One more? Maybe we'll let the one more be the ocean. We'll just listen maybe for a minute to All Is Well. As we come near the closing of our gathering, we have sort of an interesting twist on another tradition. So in the Christ tradition, Jesus was with his closest friends, and somehow they touched eternity together. And as he was getting ready to leave, they were so sad that they were going to lose him. And he asked them to remember him in the simplest of things. And he identified with the grain of the earth as his body, or the bread. And he identified with the fruit of the vine as his lifeblood. That whenever we share those things, we can remember touching eternity and this simplest of life that changed everything. And so we are nourished by the simplest things, the grain of the field, the fruit of the vine. And Colleen and I will pass this to you. Let it mean what you need it to mean today. This is gluten-free, by the way. So I think I'll start over this way. EJ, this is the grain of the field. This is the grain of the field for you, my precious one. Yeah. Let them pick, yeah. As many as they'd like. Steve, may you be nourished by the grain of the field. May you be nourished by the grain of the field. Carol, may you be nourished by the grain of the field. Neil, may you be nourished by the grain of the field. nourished by the grain of the field. Margaret, may you be nourished by the grain of the field. Corey, may you be nourished by the grain of the field. River, may you be nourished by the grain of the field. Mary. Woo! May you be covered by me rolling over on you. May you be nourished by the grain of the field. Frog, may you be nourished by the grain of the field. Is that everyone? Good, thank you. I'm switching these last two pieces. Just one word, and we'll randomly say it out loud, or it could be 3 words. How about that? Just what you leave with. We said at the beginning, what you arrive with. What do you leave with? And I leave with all is well and a new understanding of that. Anyone else? Awe. Joy. What's that?
Bliss.
Bliss. Peace. Thank you. Community. Thankfulness.
Comforting drone of the sea.
The comforting drone of the sea. Blessings. Children and dogs and wind. Beauty of the, I think that's the most beautiful labyrinth I've walked. It's just spectacular. So I invite you to sing with me Wild and Free, which is kind of our blessing on the more than human world, our siblings in creation, wishing that they would remain wild and free. And with that, that we would continue to learn from that. Oh, yes.
Wheels on the side.
What was that?
Wheels on the side.
On the side.
Yeah.
All right. That's great. Thank you for making sure I heard that. Rodent feels on the side. Anyone else? I don't want to miss anything that really wants to be said. May you know the blessing of God that rests upon you like a gentle rain and lives deep within you like a holy river, forever holding, filling, and moving through you. May you go in peace. Amen. Take a grape with you as you go. And thanks for being here.